Dispossession.
I can give you everything that you want, bitch.
Carries this
Get off my pole.
double
Bitch, get off my pole.
And as a result
You can't buy this at my luxury store, bitch.
of this
Get off my pole.
difficult to
Bitch,
understand
get off my pole.
until we see that we value it in one of its modalities and abhor and resist it in another.
There's a place you gotta go before I let you take it all.
Dispossession can be
It's
a
like a
term
drug.
that marks the limits of self-sufficiency
It should be
and that
illegal.
establishes us as a relational and interdependent being.
Baby, you should get down low.
Yet dispossession is precisely what happens when populations lose their hand.
And drink my precious alcohol. You look so thirsty, I think you need it.
Their citizenship,
Kiss it better.
their means of livelihood,
Kiss it better.
and become subject to military and legal violence.
Don't it taste like holy water? Make it better, make it wetter.
We oppose this latter form of dispossession because it is both forcible and privative.
Don't it taste like holy water? Kiss it better, make it wetter. Kiss it better, bitch, get off my pole.
In the first sense, we are dispossessed of ourselves by virtue of some kind of contact with another,
I can teach you all the things you don't know.
by virtue of being moved and even surprised or disconcerted by that encounter with alterity.
Bitch, get off my pole. It's where like making
The experience
something you wanna
itself
know. Bitch,
is
get off
not
my pole.
simply
Bitch, get
episodic.
off my pole. There's something you gotta hear. It's sacred and immaculate.
But
I can let you in heaven's door. I promise you it's
Can-
not a sin. Find salvation deep within. We can do it here. on the
also
floor.
by whatever outside resides
Kiss it
in
better.
us.
Kiss it better.
For instance,
Don't it taste like holy water?
we are moved by others
Make it better, make it
in
wetter.
ways that disconcert, displace, and
Don't it
distance.
taste like holy water?
We sometimes
it
no
better.
longer know precisely
Make
who we
it
are
wetter. Don't it taste like holy water?
by what we are driven.
Kiss it better, kiss it better. Kiss it better, kiss it better.
After contact
Make it better.
with some other or some other group,
Make it wetter.
or as a result of someone else's actions.
Bless yourself and genuflect. Don't it taste like holy water? If you like it, please confess. Don't it taste like holy
One
water?
can be dispossessed in grief or in passion,
Get off my pole, bitch.
unable to find oneself.
I can teach you all the things you don't know, bitch. Get off my pole.
The second sense of dispossession is bound to the first. For if we are beings who can be deprived of place, livelihood,
Baby, you
shelter,
should get down low.
food,
Kiss it better. Make
and
it
protection.
wetter. Drink my precious alcohol.
If we
You
lose
look
our
so
citizenship,
thirsty. I think you need it.
our homes,
I can give you everything that you want.
and our rights,
Bitch, get off my pole.
then we are fundamentally dependent on those powers that alternately sustain or deprive us.
You can't buy this at a luxury store. Bitch, get off my pole. It's like
And-
a drug. Precious alcohol.
and-
Thirsty, I think you need it.
And
Kiss it better, make it wetter.
that hold a certain power over our very survival.
I can let you in heaven's door. I promise you it's not a sin. Find salvation deep within.
Judith Butler,
We can do it here on the floor.
dispossession.
Dispossession, bitch, get off my pole. Get off my pole, bitch. We value it. We need to go. Dispossession establishes us as rational beings. Baby, dispossession. Baby, get down low. Kiss it better, wetter. Legal violence, don't it let be dispossession, virtue of contact with another, and an encounter with a society. I can't let you find it deep, nothing. Don't it taste like we're moved by other? Kiss it better. After war act, make it wetter as a reject of someone else's action. One can be off my pole, bitch. A second, because of dispossession, place, livelihood, shelter, precious alcohol. We are fundamentally deprived. You can't buy this off my precious pole.
The political economy of global capitalism consists in multiplying and distributing differences for the sake of profit. Now, it produces ever-shifting waves of genderization and sexualization. It has thus effectively disrupted the traditional dialectical relationship between the empirical references of
nothing in my
brain, woman, natives, and animal, or genderization, rationalization, naturalization.
Can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I got this music in my mind.
Once the dialectical bond is unhinged, advanced capitalism looks like a system that promotes feminism without women. Late capitalism also produces fat-free ice creams and alcohol-free beer next to genetically modified health food, companion species alongside computer viruses, new animal and human immunity breakdowns and deficiencies.
I never miss a beat. Can't stop. And the haters gonna hate.
Welcome to capitalism and schizophrenia.
Baby, I'm just gonna shake it off. Shake it off.
The machinic in contemporary culture is a highly eroticized space which conveys a transsexual social imaginary that I consider dominant in advanced capitalism.
Well, the player's gonna play.
Intelligent machines?
Shake.
The multiplication of sexual options in a scale of infinite degrees of quantitative pluralities, 1,000 little sexes, each with their own club.
Heartbreaker's gonna break.
And clothes style.
It's gonna be alright.
That advanced capitalism thrives by selling lifestyles and brands of identity is by now an evidence that it is staring us in the eyes.
Faker's gonna fake. Faker's gonna fake. Fake.
Multiple queer identities fit in perfectly with this logic of proliferation of the self. The perverse alliance between cyber ideology and hyper-individualism lies at the core of the cyber-queer phenomenon.
That's what people say.
It promotes a fiction of terminal identity, for example.
I'm lightning on my feet, and that's what they don't see.
This has nothing in common with Deleuze and Guattari's radical imminence.
I'm dancing on my own. I make up the moves as I go.
Machinic symbiosis.
That's what they don't know.
So, the political economy of global capitalism consists in multiplying and distributing differences for the sake of profit.
It's like I got this music in my mind. See, it's gonna be alright.
Capitalism, for the sake of shifting sexualization, but nothing in my brain can't stop. This music in my mind is unhinged, promoting women, fat-free ice cream, and viruses breakdown, misbeats and the health haters welcome babies. Shape the mechanic in imagery plays. Play intelligent and shape the sexual options. Sexes with their own sexes. It's going to be alright. Staying up and staring. Fake, take. The cyber ideology. That's what people say. That's what it is in common with dancing imminence. That's what they don't know. Multiplying in my mind.
If a man were to arrive in a city whose wisdom empowered him to become everything and to mimic all things, together with the poems he wanted to perform, we would worship him as someone holy and wonderful and pleasant.
And the pushed.
But we'll tell him that there is no man like him in our city, nor by our traditional law, can come to be here. We would send him off.
There are silences.
To another city.
We need not fear these.
But it is not for the lawmaker to make two statements about a single topic in law.
This space of time.
Well, we would send him off to another city after pouring myrrh on his head and crowning him with wool.
And there is nothing to say.
When the poet sits on the muse's tripod, he is not in his right mind, but ready to flow like a fountain.
It falls down easily.
Who are set against one another? He is compelled to contradict himself frequently.
Now.
But it is not for the lawmaker to make two statements about a single topic in law.
I am here.
If a man were to arrive in a city whose wisdom empowered him to become everything and to mimic all things.
Whatever you like.
Mimic all things.
Whatever you like.
Well, together with the poems he wanted to perform, we would worship him as someone holy and wonderful and pleasant, but tell him there is no man like him in our city, nor by our traditional law, can come to be here.
And that is.
Oh. We would send him off to another city after pouring myrrh on his head and crowning him with oil.
This space of time.
Then in creating people who are set against one another, he is compelled to contradict himself frequently, and he does not know whether these or the other thing of what he says are true.
We could simply decide.
But it is not for a lawmaker to make two statements about a single topic in a law.
I am here.
Crowning him with wool? When the poet sits on the muse's tripod?
Whatever you like.
He is not in his right mind, but ready to flow like a fountain.
This space of time.
Then in creating people who are set against one another, he is compelled to contradict himself frequently, and he does not know whether these or the other thing of what he says are true.
And that is poetry.
But it is not for a lawmaker to make two statements about a single topic in a law.
And the pushed.
A single topic in a law.
Plato and John Cage, an Ilse reading text. If a man in a city together would fall, and the push, no man like him, silences, not for a simple topic, space and time and there, is nothing in the poet, contradicting himself now. Words here, if a man, you like mimics poems, we would worship him, and we would send him off. With creative people, these things are true, but we could decide. Here, when the poet sits this space of time, he contradicts poetry and law and the sin.
It's the public and me and nothing else.
The predominant form of exercise of state power
The
became
medium is the body.
a depoliticized form of exterior state power.
You have to be in a state in which you are completely secure
Such
about your
a
ability
politics
to
always
create this kind of
relies
charismatic
on the
space.
manipulation of a paranoid multitude,
And
a
I am in
frightening
total
rally,
panic thinking about doing it again.
a frightening array of men and women, and this is why the big event of the first decade of the new millennium was then anti-immigration politics.
In the beginning, there were just masochists doing this shit, and it was ridiculous.
This is why mainstream
They needed to go
went
psychiatric.
anti-immigration, and then the umbilical cord was finally cut, and then it connected it to far-right fringe parties.
It's more complicated to explain.
Progressive rebels.
In every culture, there are those shamans or medicine men who endured incredible physical pain.
On today's market, we find a whole series of products deprived of their malignant property: coffee without caffeine, cream without fat, beer without alcohol, and the list goes on. What about virtual sex? A sex without sex? The Colin Powell doctrine of warfare with no
the way
casualties.
we can
The contemporary
actually-
definition of politics is the art of expert administration as politics without politics.
actually control the pain. It's how to control everything. This is the key.
Which leads us to today's liberal, multicultural society.
From a very
of
early
seeking-
time.
Yeah.
I understood. I only learn from things I don't like.
The fear of ecological catastrophe?
You just do the same shit.
The political correctness as exemplary form of liberal.
If you do things you like, you just do the same shit.
Progressive liberals!
You always fall in love with the wrong guy.
The others are okay. I respect them.
Because there's no change.
The moment they do, they harass me.
It's so easy to do the things that
The
you like.
others are okay, but I respect them.
But then the thing is, when you're afraid of something, face it. Go for it.
What is increasingly emergent is an empty zone.
You
An empty zone.
become a better human being. The cost is lots of loneliness, my dear.
Because of the fear of ecological catastrophe?
If you're a woman, it's almost impossible to establish a
From
relationship.
France to Germany, from Austria to Holland, in the new spirit of pride in one's cultural and historical identity, the main parties now find it acceptable to stress that immigrants are guests who have to accommodate themselves to the cultural values that define the host society.
You're too much for everybody. It's too much.
A terrorist whose deadly plans should be prevented belongs in Guantanamo, the empty zone exempted from the rule of law, and a fundamentalist ideologist should be silenced.
Broken love. Me and nothing else is the body. This state of insecurity. This manipulation of frightened women, this decade of men. Ridiculous why, anti-cut the cord. These complicated, broken cultures. My love is sex without sex. Control the pain, the politics with pain. Love from a very early time. I don't like this exemplary shift. Progressive falling out of respect, broken like harassment. Are you afraid of the empty zone? Better human beings lost Germany. Immigrants define too much, fundamentalist.
Crazy day.
Well, happiness, one might assume, is an emotion, or an inner feeling of state.
Crazy day.
One feels happy, one is happy in everyday life. It would be common to use happiness as a way of describing how one feels.
Drink coffee, go to the museum.
However, although some psychological models do describe happiness as a private or interior,
You nice. One more page.
it's a feeling state. Most writing on happiness does not, indeed, the association of happiness with feeling good is a modern, it's a modern one.
Screwing around. One more page. Not love.
In circulation from the 18th century onwards, as Ruth Wienhoven argues, happiness is then the degree to which an individual judges the overall quality of life as a whole favourably.
Pink sink. Pink sink in front of the ark in danger. In danger.
Happiness will allow us to consider how feeling good becomes attached to other kinds of social good.
Whoopee!
Well, happiness.
Discontinue laughing.
Well, however, although some psychological models, they describe happiness as a private, insofar as it is presumed that happiness must persist beyond that or that moment, it has been described as a way of evaluating one's life as such.
Not the other. Not the other, says Laurel Nude. Not the other. Human concretion. All of this in front of arts. Big light.
McMahon shows in his monumental history of happiness in psychology, happiness is usually described as more about feeling good.
Get out of here. Feel the heat from powerful digestion to crazy woman. Sit down. One more page. Smoldering around. You don't come.
Or, as Michael Argyle and Marion Martin suggest, happiness involves affect and cognition insofar as it includes both joy and satisfaction.
You won't believe. Not weak. Behave yourself.
This is good to think with, given how it meditates between individual and social, private, public.
Beautiful. Save you. Design lingerie. Okay, this afternoon. Do.
In circulation from the 18th century onwards, there's 124 new formations.
Okay, describe the you. Don't cry.
Darren.
Describe the floral nude.
One is happy in everyday life.
A bit.
One feels happy, one is happy in everyday life.
Drink coffee. Go to the museum. Crazy day.
Happiness, one might assume, is an emotion or an inner feeling state.
Sarah Ahmed and Hannah Weiner, A Text of Pain. Crazy day. Happiness, sadness, happy. Every day, coffee. Go to the museum. You nice. Feeling most writing on happiness, screwing around in 18th century. Quality of life, not happiness. Sink in danger, feeling good. Whoopee! Whoopee! Describe happiness as private evaluation, not the other arts or big light. More about feeling, digestion. Crazy woman, sit down. Sit down. Cognition, satisfaction. Behave. Meditate.
I wish to be one of those young people who seems totally unaware of the fact that her gleaming nubile body is in fact fallible. Because maybe you have to be a gleaming nubile body to feel that way, you know what I mean? Beautiful self-delusion, isn't that what being young is like all about?
Well, indeed, we insert ourselves into a human world.
You think you're immortal until one day you're on 60 and it hits you and you see a Ingrid Bergmani, a specter of death, and you some soul searching and possibly a complicated need.
Actually, speech is so closely related because the primordial, specifically human acts, must at the same time contain the answer to the question of every human.
I think women who reject the term don't know what it means. Like, it's not a concept you reject. If you're a feminist, you believe in equal opportunities. And like, we spend so much time trying to figure out where we exist in those female archetypes, that kind of girl. I mean, it means to accept that you're one of those things.
Yeah, well, these may offer some protection against the inherent powerlessness of action. They are also going to help us to offset its second outstanding character, its inherent unpredictability.
Yeah.
It is in the nature of beginning that something new is started, which cannot be expected from whatever may happen.
I felt good about the Vogue shoot, but like, why would Jezebel want to be like, oh no, but that's not what she really looks like? That was such bullshit. Well, I wish I could be one of those young people who seems totally unaware of the fact that her gleaming nubile body is in fact infallible. But then when all new leaks out, I was like, you can't look at these guys. It's like letting the terrorists in.
The fences imposing private property and showing the limitations of each household, the territorial boundaries which protect and make possible the physical identity of people, and the laws which protect and make possible its
Beautiful self-delusion. Isn't that what being young is like all about?
to act in its most general sense means to take an initiative.
I mean, I think women who reject the term like don't know what it means. Like, it's not a concept you reject. If you're a feminist, you believe in equal opportunities.
Action and speech are so closely related.
I don't understand why you want to shame another woman in the public that way.
Are you?
I wish I could be one of those young people who seems totally unaware of the fact that her gleaming nubile body is in fact fallible.
Yeah, such limiting and protecting principles rise out of the activities going on in the realm of human affairs itself. Yet while these may offer some protection against the inherent powerlessness of action, they are altogether helpless to offset its second outstanding character, its inherent unpredictability.
Yeah, I mean, when you're that kind of girl, you accept that you're all those things and then none of those things. And it's got like an elasticity in that it can mean different things in different times and to different people.
Yeah, it's not prompted by utility like work.
Yeah, it's like...
Young people, totally unaware, nubile being young is like human, would run 60, Igmar, spectre of death, the primordial human. Who are you? I think women who reject the term female archetypes, these may offer boundlessness of action, inherent unpredictability? Yeah, evoke such bullshit, well, totally unaware, infallible. Old, unique, up, getting the terrorists, letting the terrorists in territorial boundaries, beautiful self-delusion, to act initiative. It's not a concept, action and speech are so closely related. Who are you? I wish I could be. Yeah, such human affairs itself. Helpless character, of that kind, elasticity, and people, utility,